So, let's talk about my favorites for the last, forever since I posted a favorites video. And we'll start with, say, March. We'll call it March favorites. But really, it's just, recent favorites. And right now, we're still kind of at the beginning, end of the first third of April, so we're going to call it March favorites. And everybody likes crystals, right? Because even if you don't believe they do anything, you believe they're beautiful, right? And so I thought we could talk about crystals. And I've been really trying to get my life in order, and so I've really been just tuning into plain old quartz. And oh my god. Okay, just as I said plain old quartz, let's talk about labradorite for just a hot second, more specifically this piece. So when I look at this piece of labradorite, I see a hand. I see a hand reaching up and casting a shadow, and the shadow of the hand is this raven. That's what I see. And I'm not saying there's not other things in here, that's what I see. And I've been contemplating what this means for a long time, and just this morning, or just last night, I remember looking at it and thinking, I remember having this revelation around my birthday last year that that some goddess creatrix of being here on Earth or whatever was terribly saddened that her sister in the shadows was forever bound by being to be the opposite or the complement to that. That shadow didn't have free will, and that was her sister. And I'm not qualified to go into this. But I remember her being sad that her sister Shadow could not have free will. They couldn't both have free will because they had to be aligned or aligned in complement perfectly, or roughly perfectly. And so in this shadow, in this stone, I see this story of this dream time, this dream world in which the shadow could be independent somewhat of matter, but that can only exist in image and in story in this world, because otherwise everything would collapse, which kind of comes back to the rune Tiwaz, which came up in morning ritual this morning. Tiwaz. It's the pillar that holds up the sky. Tiwaz is the pillar that keeps the world together, it basically keeps the world from collapsing on itself, and it's also justice. And I think that's really important. So it's, essentially it's that the world is held, our world is held together by us consciously doing the right thing pretty much all the time. And there's relatively little room for mistakes in here, so you're doing a pretty good job. We're all doing a pretty good job. It's not total chaos. Most things actually work, and that's kind of amazing. Actually, that's kind of a miracle. Wow. So that's enough about this labradorite. I've just been digging the mystery in it. Quartz to me is at least symbolic of structure and order, and the beauty therein. And at least in my mind's eye, quartz is at the core, this quartz nonetheless, is at the core of the structuring of order in my house, the Citrine Palace, and in my life. And it bears mentioning that one of my favorites is the roses, which is why we're sitting here, and the Citrine Palace, which is why we're sitting here, and the wind chimes, which is why we're sitting here. You can't see them, but listen. It's so lovely to believe in magic. And I think maybe it's just a choice. Because to the neighbors, I'm certain they're just wind chimes, And I'm, if I wasn't listening for the signs. I wouldn't think of them as any more than wind chimes. When I bought them, I didn't think of them as any more than wind chimes. But when I listen to them, when I hear them now, I think of them as so much more than wind chimes. And so much of that is because of you guys and the community that we have and the conversation that we have every morning with the wind chimes and with the peacocks, who are currently silent. One just cawed. I don't know if you could hear that, but one really did. Just one. So yes, I feel that at least symbolically, quartz is kind of at the core of the structuring of order in my life, and that at least energetically, if you believe in that, which I maybe kind of do. Yeah, I do. At this point, I believe, as in I act as if I believe that it's true, and so you might as well say I believe in it. I put crystals in my house in places where I feel like I want the energetic field to crystallize outward into order. And that, I believe, is the higher concept of the crystal castle, which is what I'm trying to manifest when we manifest our more perfect manifestation of our magical home, because we know that we can't be here forever. We're just renters after all. Anyhow, that's quartz. And this is a piece of Tibetan rainbow quartz I just call it rainbow quartz because it's full of rainbows. But it's just Tibetan quartz from Broken Arrow Rock Shop in Wimberley. And it's got lots of rainbows, but maybe you can't see them today. That's alright. And then fluorite. I've really been digging this chi of fluorite. Fluorite has a very clarifying chi. To me, I feel like it helps me focus on what's important and focus on creating what's important. I'm seeing rainbows, so I'm trying to show you. But I feel that, and this fluorite also, this one, has the rune Kenaz in it. Can you see that? It's kind of like anyhow, it's got the rune Kenaz in it, which happens to be also the rune which just fell out of my hair, which I didn't think about that and put that connection together until just now. That rune fell out of my hair like yesterday, maybe the day before, and I'm still learning the lesson of destroying the old tower to make room for the new consciousness, truth, inspiration, magic, community. What you trying to say? Give me a word. From a word I was led to another word, from a deed to another deed. I released too many things at once to fully release them all. I released too many things at once to fully release them all. And because releasing something is really, really a process of training your brain, training your own brain. And that's not simple. That's not like pie. Look at that rainbow. Kenaz is also the torch of creativity. It's the torch that we use to light the path that we choose. It's what we create for ourselves. It's the power of creation that we have for ourselves in this world. It's why we have bodies, why we have hands. But it's also the fire of the forge which destroys and purifies so that something can be created out of the raw material that's left after it burns. It's the tower. Moving on. We're going to talk about makeup because I'm already wearing it. My favorite thing in the world is this glitter right now that came in this Tarte mermaid kit. You can get this on its own for like 18 bucks. I don't know. Anyhow, I'll link that video below. It's so sparkly. I just have it on my cheeks and a little down here right now. And I'm living for it. I'm living for it. I'm not wearing this right now, but maybe I should be. I'm gonna put it on, actually. It's just so fun. I've been wearing it more on its own. but we'll just mermaid up this look a little more. And this has been really great to wear on its own. This is again the lip gloss that came in the mermaid kit. Ugh, it smells so good. But you know what really smells good? What really smells good is this eyeshadow palette. And I am wearing these eyeshadows. I have figured out how to do a few looks with just this palette, even though I complained about not being able to do that. I did my makeup for this video. I did use 2 palettes. I did use another palette, but I only used like one bright white color, and that's really the only thing that I feel this palette is missing, is like one really pale color and one really dark color. But I'm really loving the rich metallic colors that are on this palette, and they're really vivid and beautiful. And I know we're shooting in terrible harsh direct sunlight, but you guys voted for filming in front of the roses, and this is like the only way I could figure out how to set this up. So here we are. Anyhow, also I just love how glamorous I feel when I'm using this palette, and it's got a great mirror, as you might have seen. And it says that I'm 99% mermaid, which I'm not exactly sure is true. I know I am 100% witch, and perhaps some percentage mermaid, and perhaps mostly just wannabe mermaid, but I'll settle for that if I can have this. I'm not trying to be materialistic, guys. I'm just trying to share in the magic that I find in everyday reality. And so actually, this is the other palette that I used, the Blush Nudes. I really just used this for the highlight under my brow, and just I did this all with my fingers. You don't have to like it, I'm just telling you this is what I did. And this, you know, I bought this to do full eye makeup with, and I can do that with this, but just lately I've just been using it for brows, and I've been really enjoying it for that, just with an angled liner brush. Then the lip color that I was already wearing is this, which is an old favorite. It's a NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in something that's kind of raspberry. It's Amsterdam, which that's probably why I bought it. I bought like Amsterdam and Morocco and like somewhere else that I had been, because I was like, I want to buy the lipsticks that are the places I've been. I'm a sucker for marketing like that. I really am. Yeah, I just really like this raspberry color, and this is the red that I've been going for, primarily because I don't know if you can see, it's like the same shade as the roses, basically. So I feel super magical and rosy when I'm wearing it. Bam. Also, I find I'm still reaching for this one a lot. I know this was in my previous video like 3 months ago, this Too Faced Melted Matte in Sellout, but it's still so good. And even though there was a nude that came in that mermaid kit, I prefer this one, and I think I'll buy this one again when I run out. Like, I don't say that a lot, but this is really good. Oh, just for the hell of it, I wanted to show you my favorite fluorite that I actually have just been taking to tea with me. This I've had since I was a very small child. And it's just, I collected crystals from when I was a very small child. And the only reason that I started getting back into crystals like 2 years ago was like right before Ella, well, a little more than 2 years ago, I guess. Right before Ella moved in with me and Sean, I was at a women's shamanic wisdom circle gathering, and we did this journey where we were trying to get in touch. We got in touch with our younger selves and our child selves, and committed to like learn something from that child. At least this is how I processed it. And I thought that I was committing to read more fiction again, but I think the way that I ended up expressing that commitment to my inner child was to get back into collecting crystals and studying crystals, and this time through the lens of magic, which I had never even really known about as a child. And so that I have any still from when I was a child is really beautiful. And again, yeah, I just feel like this is a really, it's like, it's grounding, but it's like it grounds straight through the crown. That's how fluorite feels to me. And when it's big and heavy like this, it's especially powerful. You can even put it on your head. I need to work on my posture. I've been working on my posture. I'm working on my posture. I'm perfecting my posture. That's conscious language in action. That's how it's helpful for me. That's one of my favorite tools. And Earth Angel Abigail is one of my favorite people who's spreading these tools, and I'm super thrilled that that's something that she's doing. Okay, moving on. Teas, I know we always talk about teas on here. One of my favorite teas this last month or so has been this 2015 Yishan White Camellia Flower Tea from Yunnan. And it's a white tea mini bing. I think you'd call it a mini bing. It's not a full-size bing anyway. But it's got it's like the whole plant. It's like shomei, but with the flowers of the tea plant. Also, camellia is the tea plant, Camellia sinensis. When I talk about tea on this channel or on my Instagram or whatever, I'm always talking about tea, Camellia sinensis, the species, the tea plant. But camellias, which are this part here. Oh yeah, here. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? And I've been drinking this, and I poured this for Camille and some of the women at the Sovereign Rising retreat at Barefoot 5 Farm, and I felt that this was just the perfect chi tea. It had the perfect cha chi to ground us in our feminine being and knowing, and like to ground us as women in our own space, like not needing anyone else to validate us or be there for us. Like we were able to be there for each other and able to be there for ourselves, and this tea helped me integrate that and awaken that and ground that, if that makes sense. And also it's just really sweet and delicious. And it's from 2015 and now it's 2018, and so for white tea, that's 3 years medicine. And so it's a good time to be drinking it. And I got that from Guanyin Tea House. And then this is also I've really been digging white teas this month, aged white teas. This is the 2014 Fall Shomei from West China Tea through Guanyin Tea House. And I bought this one some time ago for I think it was $75 then too. And I've gone through some of it. I've been hesitant to go through much of it because I only bought one of them and I didn't know they were coming back. But they've just come back, and I got myself another one, and they're still 75, and they come in a bag now, or maybe you have to ask for it, but I would ask for it because the bag is great. It zips up, because if I had a bag for this one, in fact, now I have tea leaves all over my lap. Anyhow, yeah, I should switch these out and put my current one in this bag, but I'm not. Anyhow, so this is the new Bing, and I think, yeah, it's in different paper, but whatever. Again, this is just another retail batch of the 2014 Fall Shomei. It better be anyway. Yeah, it smells like it. Oh my god. It smells like roses and strawberry. I can't even show you guys because I'm going to ruin the paper folding. But it smells like roses and strawberries, and it tastes like roses and strawberries. And white tea, as it ages, starts to taste like black tea. And so it gets the floral sweetness of black tea, but it doesn't lose really the kind of raw, wild femininity that white tea has. I feel that white tea is very real and connected. When you drink white tea, you're connecting more to the tea plant itself because it's really just been dried. Like nothing's really been done to it, and it's my favorite way to connect to the plant spirit. And those are my two particular favorite white teas right now. The 2014 Fall Shomei right now is, I believe, available if you're interested in that. If you are interested in collecting white teas, like, really start now, because if you watch this video 6 months from now, even maybe 1 month from now, like, those teas may not be available. But, like, don't lament that the teas that I talk about aren't available, just start collecting aged or pressed white teas that you like and let them age and celebrate them as they age and enjoy that process and being part of that story. That's my recommendation there if you're wanting to enjoy that. Decks, let's talk about decks. Everybody likes decks. So I have to talk about the Wisdom of Avalon deck because it's been so amazing on Morning Ritual the last couple days. Yesterday with Erica as my special guest, we pulled from this deck and we pulled a card that we had seen in readings for her so many times recently.
Yeah, I want the card. Okay, okay.
I'm so
you want it here?
No, I want you to do
okay.
it.
Oh my gosh, you guys have no idea how perfect this is.
It was such perfect synchronicity, such perfect alignment, such perfect confirmation from the universe that, like, yes, it was the risk card. And it was such perfect confirmation from the universe that, like, yes, it's normal to not know to feel like you don't have any idea what you're doing. Yes, it's normal to feel lost and confused and like you're making things up. And yes, it's normal to feel like you're not sure if this will work. Take risks anyway. Take calculated risks, but take risks anyway, because risks are the only way you get reward. And then this morning we pulled, well, we were just granted the cow and the raven, which are such beautiful magical symbols. And then we pulled the wealth card, reminding us that wealth is available to us in so many different forms through so many different avenues. And I mean, like, my wealth right now is in the roses and in their magic and in their beauty and in their lusciousness and in, like, feeling that around me. And my wealth right now is in the wind and in hearing that conversation through the chimes. And my wealth right now is in my community and in the conversations that I have with you through this community that we're creating together. And my wealth right now is in the blue dragonfly that just landed 6 inches from my ankle, reminding me that wild beauty is all around me. And my wealth right now is in the wildflowers that grow all around my neighborhood. And my wealth right now is in the tea that I get for working at a front desk at a tea place because I happen to know a lot about tea and like a lot of tea and be available a few hours a month. And it's amazing to me. I absolutely will work for tea if it's good tea. Absolutely. I'm putting that out there right now. I will promote your tea for tea. Send me tea. I will drink it and I will probably like it and I will post about it if I like it, and if I don't like it, I will give it to somebody who will like it, and I will not talk about it on the internet. So the Wisdom of Avalon cards have just been offering me so many reminders of beauty and magic, and how can I not mention them here today? The other one that I have to mention is the moon deck, because in between you guys that one Friday all day messaging me, telling me all these things that had made you happy recently, I'm such an empath. I have no shame also in feeding off of your joy at just like real tiny magic moments, because I think that's where the real magic is. I think that's where the real magic is, and I don't think that's wrong, and I don't think that's disappointing. I don't think that's disappointing. I think that's very exciting, because if it's all around you, you have access to it. And through the moon deck, I was given access to your joy and your happiness, and I was able to very easily gift you guys messages from the spirit of the moon and the spirit of Lady Moon, and messages from the universe, and just beautiful messages about ourselves, beautiful, beautiful messages about ourselves. And I'm so grateful to this deck and to the creators of the deck for the connections that it has offered me to the people in my online community. And I'm also so grateful to this deck and to the creators of this deck for the opportunity to connect with their received wisdom from Lady Moon in this way. I am still learning my first lesson from this deck, but I think I'm arriving at a pattern of behavior that is healthy and productive and perfect for me through some of the wisdom that these cards have given me, among other things. Man, I'm really gonna try and hurry up because I'm getting sunburned. Somebody send me sunscreen to promote. I'll promote your natural sunscreen if it's easy to apply and doesn't make me feel gross. Those are my main requirements. Easy to apply, doesn't make me feel gross, and when I'm wearing it, I feel like I can touch my tarot cards. Does such a sunscreen exist? Probably not. Maybe I should get a parasol or an umbrella or do this inside. But no, you guys voted for roses, and I love you. And also, you're right. Roses and wind chimes and peacocks. So, more real world fun shit if you're here with me. Oh wait, we're supposed to talk about more decks. Well, we'll get to more decks later. Right now we're going to talk about Dilutions ink sprays, because hot damn, these things are so much fun. You know what I've been doing with these? I only brought one bottle down here to show you, and this is polished jade, but I got like a bazillion colors, which is awesome. I didn't get them through Amazon. They were like $7 each on Amazon. They were like $2.50 each on Joann's website, so I ordered them from Joann's. I'm opening my tea. That's not what I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to show you my affirmation cards that I've been working on, and this is what I've been doing with my Dilutions ink sprays. And I've also used some, water and some chalk or watercolor crayon on here. But I'm just amazed at all of the beautiful textures and the richness of the colors that I've been able to create with these ink sprays. And these are all on Bristol board, which is actually like not the best. Like, it's kind of for this, it's a little too fibrous, and the ink kind of feathers at the edges of the lines, so you can't get super sharp lines on this one. You can see that there, I think. But I've gotten super sharp lines in the Mixed Media Journal by Dilutions. I'm going to experiment with paper, but I'm really thinking I wanna do an Unleash the Muse affirmation deck. Oh, here we go. I radiate warmth. So some of these I have already put affirmations on. My blood is sacred. I am worthy of love. I radiate love. I radiate beauty. You sure do. Say that to yourself 10 times a day. See what that does to you. See what that does to how you feel about yourself. I radiate beauty. Say that and practice believing it, And believing it means acting like you believe it. So practice that. You might find that you grow to believe it, because you might find that it's true. And if you find that it's not true, you might find real quick how to make it true. Because radiating beauty is not about lipstick, although lipstick can help. I think it helps define your smile. It helps define the shape of your lips, and it helps you to be, it's like stage makeup, it helps you to be more expressive. And when you're more expressive, you relate more to people. And I think that's why it was invented, and I think that's a lot of why people continue to use it to this day, even though they wouldn't necessarily choose to explain it that way. And maybe, maybe that's just for me. Some other decks. Let's talk about some other decks. The Housewives Tarot. This one grounds me in reality. It just talks to me like we're in the real world, where I work at Starbucks and shit, and that's where we are. And I love that. And today it gave us the 6 of Swords and the 7 of Swords on Morning Ritual, but it doesn't always do that, and that was fun. I'm gonna write about that hopefully today. This social media thing, this putting videos on YouTube and doing Instagram lives doing an Instagram live every single day and putting videos on YouTube 3+ times a week, and also actually making magic and being in touch with myself and being in a relationship with a person who's you know, a human and needs attention, and also like being a human who's a person and needs attention, and also like trying to transform as a human into a higher kind of human, and also like that's already a full-time job. And then I work at Starbucks 20 hours a week, and I'm trying to go back to college. Goddess, spirits of the earth and sea, grace me with the time that I need and the wisdom to see how I should spend my time, which probably means that I should hurry the fuck up, because let's talk about wisdom, notes from the universe on abundance, which is just a really beautiful deck. And I've talked about this. I know I like just made a deck collection video. I can't believe I'm getting out deck cards to show you on this video, and I just made a deck collection video. But they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. And I use these on Morning Ritual all the time because they're really good reminders of how they align with how the messages I've received about how abundance works. And they're really good reminders of that, because it's easy to forget that. Reality is not that you are weak and dream of becoming strong, poor and dream of becoming rich, alone and dream of having friends, but that you're already strong, rich, and among friends, yet at times you dream that you're not. Silly, the universe. And that's why I love this deck, because it's just right about pretty much everything. And, you know, on Morning Ritual, when we draw a card and we don't think it's quite right about something, we talk about it. So join us on Morning Ritual. It's really wonderful. It's a great community of people who like drawing cards for guidance and participating in magic and participating in the conversation with the chimes and the peacocks and the roses and the wind and the me and the cards and the blah 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 blah. I'm so grateful for Morning Ritual. Morning Ritual is one of my favorites. I meant to say that. Morning Ritual is one of my favorites. Oh, and before I forget, absolutely some of my favorites have been this necklace, which I very recently acquired from Elemental Charms, who happens to be Ella, my roommate, but I totally paid cold hard cash for this, and it's absolutely worth it. I think this is like sunset aura quartz or solar aura quartz. I'm not really sure what it's called, but it's super stunning, and it's just like super high vibe, warm solar energy, reminding me that there's positive masculine energy out there and inside every one of us, and it's just yearning to be expressed properly and to be treated properly. And also, like, how beautiful is this wrap? How beautiful is this wrap? And she's been doing this thing on her necklaces where, like, the chain is totally adjustable and the end has this beautiful charm hanging from it. So if I wanted, I could hang this like super short, like up here, and I've worn it like as a choker, and have this key either just like hang down my back or hang down my front like this. Sometimes I wear it like this, and I actually really like it like this. I think I'm going to leave it like this. But yeah, it's this whole element to this necklace that makes it element to this necklace that makes it interactive and extra magical and fun to wear. She also made these earrings. I love them so much. I don't know how well you can see, but these amethysts, one of them is like a beautiful phantom, and they're both just gorgeous crystal clear gemmy amethyst raw point drops. And I feel like these and this amethyst stud bead that I've made in kind of in tandem, having those around my third eye and crown and throat, helps me to, at the very least, they're a reminder to listen to my inner wisdom and my intuition and make sure that what is coming out of my mouth is aligned with what I'm hearing and also is aligned with what I'm doing. Okay, last deck I want to talk about is the deck of 1,000 spreads, which I've talked about in a bunch of videos, I'm pretty sure. But I love it. It inspires me to create good, thorough spreads and simple spreads, but like well-defined, consciously constructed spreads when I'm doing custom readings for people, which is how I mostly like to do them these days, because I really feel like I want to charge people for fewer cards if possible. And so, you know, I've created a few custom spreads that I'm really working on my website, guys. It's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing. It's just give me time. Like I said, just putting these videos out is basically a full-time job, never mind the fact that I actually have a job. And also, it's super hot out here. I don't even know, I think I have other things here to talk about, but I can't talk about them because it's hot and it's bright and I'm done. And I love you guys, and I probably have to go to work like now anyway. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think and what you thought and what you'd like to see more of in the comments. And also, like, if there was, I know this was kind of a random favorites video, I just like brought the things that I've really been enjoying, but and I probably missed some categories that I usually talk about. So if there's any categories that you really missed and that you want me to make sure I catch next month, let me know. I do want to make it a priority to get these favorites videos out. Wow, where was this lighting all morning? This is beautiful. This is gorgeous. This is glorious. Oh, and these ears are a favorite of mine. I've made these back around Sohan's Wild Cat birthday party, but I felted these and I would be totally willing to do a tutorial and make some more of them and maybe either sell the other pair that I would make doing the tutorial or like give them away in a giveaway or something. I don't know, you guys let me know. Anyhow, yeah, you guys are my favorite. Morning ritual is my favorite. Flowers are my favorite. Magic is my favorite all the time, every day. That's why you come to this channel, right? The chimes chime in. They agree. Okay, and the sun is back. Hello, Freya. I love you. Have a blessed and wonderful day. The message that we got this morning that I want to preserve here was that we are all blessed with infinite abundance. But whether or not we can tap into it is dependent on how aligned we are with our true selves. Okay, we'll leave it at that. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. We'd love to have you here as part of the community. Please also head on over to my Instagram, which will be linked below, and join us for morning ritual every day. If you can't catch it live, the replay is always up for 24 hours after the original stream, and so you can catch it anytime during the day. Though I love you dearly and could talk forever, I must away. Have a blessed and beautiful, magical day.